Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd show you an update on this tank creation, kind of this weird personnel carrier flatbed tank. I did get it kind of done. I've got a couple issues to work out yet, but it is all textured up now. It does have a full interior on it. Just kind of fly around a little bit so you can see what's going on here. Now, from where I was before, I did boost up its thrusters. It's now got four of these larger thrusters for forward, and it has two on the side over here. I did keep the front ones as well. So it's pretty quick for what it is. Taking a look at its numbers here, it's hitting 95 forward, 58 strafing, 48 reverse. And then, of course, the other stats are pretty good. The yaw actually went up a little bit more yet due to the increased thrust power. However, okay, so here, let me show you where the interior is at right now, too. I don't have sensors in here yet or anything like that. So I ended up putting the third person cockpit up front, actually. I was going to put it in back, but I really needed that room for other things. And there is a lot of stuff in front of this position and the front of the vehicle here. So that part is working out pretty good. I've got a lot of locations to add shield parts across the top over here, and I think there's more over here. So there's 10 total shield parts you can add. I don't have those in place right now. It does have a clone chamber, trauma station, your armor locker right below that. O2. It's got a fridge in here. It's got a constructor in here as well. So, and of course the four passenger seats. Storage-wise, I do have to get LCDs on this as well. But it has a 10K ammo storage, and on the other side here you have a 40K cargo storage on it, and a couple boxes up above the doors as well. So I'm pretty happy with it, except I've got two big problems I got to deal with. One, I was when I built this interior out, there was a ton of cargo extensions, by the way, with all the storage in here. I was trying to like not forget anything. I got the detector, I got the Wi-Fi, I got the potassium tank, I got all this stuff, and somehow I totally forgot about the CPU cores. So it has like nothing in it. It just has the main core currently, which really kind of sucks. And in comments too, it was brought up, and that's kind of why I didn't texture anything up on top of here too much with decals and things. Is that having a flatbed on this probably doesn't really serve much of a purpose. It's kind of a waste because I mean, are you really going to be moving around another vehicle on here? Things like that. And the simple fact is, I ran out of room right now for the CPU cores, which is a little challenging to deal with. So what I wanted to do in this video actually is to really mod this son of a gun and kind of change the whole top side of it. Cut the landing pad out. Now I've got this saved, so if I want to revert back to this version, that is cool, or have a second version of being this one. But really what I want to do is get rid of this landing pad and rebuild the entire area there. Probably I'd like to get some more turret locations on there, and also locations to add all these CPU cores. I think would be a massive bonus here. So this is going to be a little tricky. I don't exactly know how this is going to turn out, but right now I'm going to get into the N key tools here. I'm going to get into the selection, and I'm going to do something fairly bold here. We'll start selecting something here, and I'm going to remove the entire top side of this thing, except just one block down though. I'm trying to avoid screwing up the storage in it, and if I dig any deeper than one block, since there's no cargo extensions on this row, I shouldn't mess up any storage. And I'm going to cut all the way up into this area here. So I think that'll get rid of like the whole top side, including that front cockpit. Just want to make sure I'm not damaging anything else beyond that right now. And I think we should be pretty cool here. So I will just basically delete what's selected here. And there you go. So now you can kind of get the bird's eye view of the interior. There is some carbon substrate on the interior, but the whole outer hull was either steel or hardened steel. But yeah, you can see the packed in cargo extensions throughout this thing. They do back off when it gets close to the front though, which is works out. And there's two different controller systems in here, and they're integrated kind of, and it was a pain in the butt. But it took a little bit keeping them separated and getting the numbers I wanted. But it is all done there now. So next thing I want to do, I guess we'll turn on some symmetry here. I got to rebuild the whole top. I'm not so sure I'm going to keep this this cockpit here or not, but I got to find a way to change the appearance of this a little bit and kind of build it up. I kind of wanted to get rid of the that overhang that was over here with the landing pad as well. So let's go with steel over here. Let's start with these blocks. Let's change a couple of these around here. Get into some wedge things to kind of match the angle that's already in place there. That we'll have to repaint everything, of course, too. And then right here, let's just pop that out of there too. So the next part here is to kind of build up this area above that and kind of smack in like a big turret location. I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't like go to the center point of this creation or right around there. Let's say we had the turret, well, maybe offset a little bit, or should it be right by the doors? What I'm trying to plan out is a place for a, here, I'll just use carbon right now. I'm gonna delete these blocks here. I wanted to build this up a couple block rows, and here, I guess we'll go to, I don't know, steel. I could probably incorporate more hardened steel in this too. It's pretty quick. It can move pretty good, except, you know, like a base of a turret. I don't know if that's the best thing to have for this. And basically what I'm trying to fit here is currently an artillery turret, which is a 5x5 one. I think that would be nice as a center point. I don't think I want to have this with the fixed like tank cannons or the fixed weapons on it so much. It's got the one for shooting out little sentry guns on POIs, but that's really about all I'm concerned about right now. So, okay, here, let's grab one of these artillery turrets here a second. And let's see, there we are. And I'll pop that on there, try to get a good angle and things on how big that is and how I want to build a platform for it. Now, there'll be other supporting turrets up on the top as well. But this is the main one. I only want one of these. I didn't want to have two. And the idea why I kind of wanted one of these, if you know CPU allows for it, would be to you know, once a shield's done on a POI, you can kind of back off out of distance and then start pegging guns and things that you'd want to shoot on that POI with this if you manually fire it. If you're not manually firing it, it'll fire upon the POI itself. You just won't really be able to, you know, tell it what it's going to shoot at though. So this will give you a little bit more control in it. So let's do kind of a round formation here right now. We'll add some of these blocks around that area, and I'm kind of half tempted if I should try to incorporate in some of these newer roundy pieces to see how that would work out. They're available. It's kind of neat to use them. I can do what I would need to with standard wedge blocks, but I wanted to give this a whirl to see how it would work out. But why I put the turret here first, I wanted to see where the turret lower pieces were, so I can make sure that these blocks would actually like cover them up or make them look like they're legitly on something. And it's a little bit rough right here though, because it kind of cuts in a little bit. I could round this part off here, but you know, it's not bad though. It's only overhanging just a little bit. I think that could be decent. Let's put in that there, and let's do the same things on the back side here. Just get one of those curvy pieces in place, and a couple more of these. So that one and this one. Okay, so now we got a bit of a round thing, kind of square on the edges, but it's a little bit different design than the other turret things that I've done in the past. So I'm always trying to mix it up a little bit. Let's angle these pieces off and see if we can do like another trim ring or something around that. And keep in mind this is all elevated off the rest of it, which hopefully will work out. So we got that. What can we do here? If we wanted to make a wedge block row that went from here to here, would that even, I don't even think that would look very good. We'll try it though. Let's try some weird parts and see how it would turn out. Again, it might be scrap right off the gates, but I like to see what happens first. So we'll try to get in some of those, and let's see. Here I think we're gonna need maybe this piece. Oops. Okay, so that will do that. I'll just build the front side right now, and we'll see how it's going to work to the other side here. This part's going to get kind of weird here, though. The only block that I know of that can really work in this position is something like that, but then that's going to create this kind of nasty-looking squarish edge around there. So I'm a little bit worried about. Try to get one of these here, and let's see. I see, yeah, this square part in the middle, because of that, they're in the same block position. Like back over here, I think there was something I could do about it to make that work. I think there's another weird block. Where did I see that? There's a lot of weird blocks. Some kind of messed up block that I thought could go from that to this lower part. Yes, there is. This one here. So I mean, those could work in that location. But yeah, again, I can't round this off on the inside. I really hate to have that square corner there. So maybe this idea of that outer trim ring, the way I'm trying to do it, is not a hot ticket. I thought it might look all right, but yeah, I gotta let's try this again here. Get rid of that. I'll keep those other edges for now. I'm wondering if maybe this area here shouldn't be brought out more. So let's try that. Let's actually, if it was out more, that other plan could kind of work a little bit better too. Except, you know what? I can't do the turn here then, because there's not another part to go from this spacing and meet up. Yeah, you would have this that kind of thing going on, which is kind of strange. We could put in some kind of other wedge block in here, but there's no part of the curve set that would work there. So, there we are. And that would be kind of peculiar as well. I guess it sort of works. Kind of looks like a bit of a mount thing, but it's just a weird shape. It's not like round anymore, because I'm trying to scale it up a little bit too big there. Yeah, nah, not really on board with that either. So I think I'm just gonna have to go traditional wedge blocks here. I was trying something different, see if any of this stuff would work out, but I don't think it will work out very well at all, actually. So let's get some parts built in here, and we'll get rid of those curved blocks, and then we'll try to angle this around some here. You know, that's not going to work there. I would have to actually go to full blocks here, I think, too, and then round off the corners, which I think is going to form a 45 degree, which, well, I wonder. Let's try to use some of these strange blocks here, and try to get a better curve going on in here. We'll just kind of go around the edges here, like this. Get one on each side here, and then we'll kind of do the other side of it. Okay, so that fills it in automatically because of symmetry. And in the corner, I guess we're going to use just these straight up medium corners here, I think. How round is that? It kind of works. Let's see if we can get something in between these two, though, that can work and line up to the other sides. I think that piece would do it. That's going to keep this part square here, too. So it's a pretty big square area here. Let's do one of those. Well, how would that look on top? And what about the position of it? You know, honestly, I think the whole thing probably does need to go back. It's directly centered right now, and maybe if it went back one more block and up one more block, or well, maybe back like 3 or 4 blocks and then up one, I think that might be a better location for it. Let's try that. So let me get rid of that, and we'll get into selection again, and let's start. Oops. There we go. Get this whole thing selected. Probably ought to bring it up more too, so copy the turret with it. Alright, and we'll cut that. We'll paste it. And let's go, say, back about here. That's 3. Let's bring it up one more. See, how does that put us at? It just looks so dinky. Yeah, that's one thing I liked about the other tank that was made here. Let me get one of those out to the Paladin. Is it was using the tank cannons. And I think that was, it just kind of filled in the area better. I don't know what's going on now. Not sure why I don't see the creation. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so it had this big structure up here, which is kind of separated, and that's kind of what I kind of want over on this one as well, but I'm also putting in an artillery turret instead of tank guns. So that's kind of a problem. Let's paste this in place and see how this is looking at that position. God, how do we make the rest of this conform to that? It looks just so dinky, I guess, comparatively speaking. It's almost like you want this kind of big spinning piece, where that looks kind of proportional, sort of. Still a little bit small even on that one, but this one's looking really dinky. Maybe it shouldn't be up 2 blocks. Nah, actually, I think it ought to come back down. So let's cut this again. Well, here, I'll make sure it's pasted. And then we will cut it and paste it again. Let me lower that back down. We'll paste it there. Kind of works. Let's figure out where else here. Well, yeah, I'll just leave that there. I'll just leave that there for now. Well, no, I do have to get rid of the selection at least. Okay, let's go back to symmetry and figure out where we want some more standard size turrets. We'll use some placeholder turrets here for now. And basically, I got to make sure, of course, the turrets, whatever turrets are inserted in here, are above the turrets in front of it. It would be kind of, I don't know if I should have them kind of off-centered or like align a turret to maybe this location here. Like that, so that'll give us another row. The artillery would shoot over that. It's giving us quite a lot of front turrets. We could, of course, put in some more, even on the sides here. Now, if there was a turret on the side, it would have to be at this height. That doesn't really line up with this little beam here. I guess it doesn't matter. But we could also have like another set of turrets there. That would be able to clear the front turret in there, not interfere with the ones on the inside. and also be able to shoot around these other angles, at least for now. Yeah, I think that would all kind of work out. Okay, so let's say we had, oh man, so that's the actual top of the creation though. Alright, so say we had another grouping of turrets that were actually set to face backward over there. That's going to cause that one not to be able to really shoot backwards at all. It'll be able to shoot forward and to the sides. Just, you know, honestly, probably okay. It could technically go up another row, though, because this turret shoots at this height position, where this, it's basically got 2 blocks above it here. I want to make sure that this is not restricted. But if I had this one taller, too, I don't know, it might look weird, because if this was rotated, it could literally clip right through the other turret. So, yeah, maybe I should just leave it at that height and not worry about the very back ones, or this one shooting backwards, because there's a couple more turrets to actually do that now. Okay, so that seems alright. Let's see what we can do with blocks here to try to get this together. Well, first of all, we've got this big kind of raised section here, which almost looks like it's screaming for a turret itself here. Yeah, let's just use some steel here for now. And let's plop in another turret placeholder here. Yeah, quite a lot of turrets, I wanted this, well, again, I kind of want this one to be, you know, a core 9 off the gates, but, you know, the more upgraded build I can put into it, the better. So, and that's what a lot of this stuff would be, because there's no way you're going to be running all these turrets on here in a core 9, combined with the shield and the other parts that it needs. Thruster-wise, I already got it kind of set up so I could actually pull out one of the strafing thrusters from each side and one of the forward thrusters from each side, and it still actually performs pretty decent without those, which isn't, well, it did slow down some with all the cargo extensions, but literally after the interior was finished up, it actually got faster because of those additional thrusters put in there from where it was originally. Now this top gun here, or this center one, it's awfully square and rigid, and I really do not like this big flat line going right across here. That is kind of annoying me. I'm trying to think on what could I do to wedge this out a little bit better here. So let's start like here maybe. Should I go back one? Yeah, let's try there. So that would fit the turret. Let's put in one of these there. Let's get rid of that piece. That should not be, I don't believe there's any kind of cargo extensions up that way at all. It's the one thing I worry about, accidentally deleting and causing a plethora of other problems later, which I'm really trying to avoid. So we'll get rid of that one, and that one we'll put in one of these here, and then we just need a couple of these pieces. So now we got that kind of wedged up a little bit better, a little bit more angly here. I still don't like this big square mess right there. And we can't quite angle that into these other turrets at its position. Yeah, it'd kind of be neat. I would have to, oh wow, if I did that. If I had a neat angle coming up from this slope and it just kind of went off in this 45-degree angle here, I think that would look the best. I mean, I could add another angle approach here and kind of build this area up under the turret, but I would prefer to do it all in one sweeping line somehow. So that means this turret would be in the way, or this turret needs to come backwards, and that would be the, I don't really want to move that turret. So let's try this. Let's see what happens here. I probably shouldn't have got rid of that block yet. Which one is it? This one, that one, that one. There we go. Okay, so to make this wedge work, that piece would literally have to start all the way back here. And then we could, oh no, that still wouldn't work. Because we still got that corner missing there to make it a nice smooth angle. Or, well, wait a minute, I'm looking at this wrong. Let's grab this piece. What if that piece was here? And this piece was not that piece at all. I think, yeah, let's do that. Let's swap that part out for, how about one of these? This way we can keep a nice smooth angle right there. We can put in another one of these here. And so we got that there. And I don't mind kind of building up over what's here already. It's adding to the strength of the creation. I've got some, you know, the thrusters on here are pretty good to move more weight than what's actually here right now. So it's not really too bad. Okay, so let's get another one of these there. And I guess we'll just kind of round that off to there. So now we've got this cluster that's all kind of one piece. Yeah, you know, the only thing I don't like now is this little, it kind of gets up to this point, and then it has this flat, and then it goes into that. And I kind of want it to just go into that and not have this little flat piece in the middle. But that would cause another slew of issues if I changed it. But let's try it anyway, because I gotta know. Oops, we don't want that one. Let's get rid of that. Put, oh wait, actually, get rid of that one. What I'm doing all the time too, if you're unaware, is I'm holding down the left control key and then right clicking, and then I will take whatever I'm looking at, blockwise or partwise, and copy it to my cursor so I can place it again without going and reselecting the block, which honestly, if you get used to this, it really does save a lot of time. I do use it quite a lot now. And then of course the other, the shift key will delete the block instead of copy it. So you got the shift or the control, both on the left side of the keyboard, that deal with this. And yeah, since this was implemented and I figured out it was there, definitely been making use of that. I think it's a pretty cool thing, actually. But this is going to look kind of weird up front here now, isn't it? Let's get one of these, put it there and there. I don't mind that so much. So it's got that little lip there, but it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a bumper or something. I don't know. It doesn't look too horribly bad, but I do like the fact that this is now a smooth angle coming all the way up here and kind of widening up. But maybe it widens up a little too much too. I don't know. We'll see. Next thing would be incorporating in the sides here. Like, how are we going to do that? Well, let's get some more. Let's get some of these blocks in the middle here. Build up a layer. We're going to have to, you know, it's going to have to come out. If that turret's there, this actually probably should come out another block or right off to the edges again. That, and then we'll take these, put them here. So that turret's a bit messy. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Okay, I'll get rid of these three. Let's get some full blocks in here, kind of above the storage. And how I'm doing this too is it doesn't have any exposed storage on the whole upper side of the body. It has a little bit of exposed storage. And I had to, for linking these controller setups, going across the floor in these two locations right here. These are container extensions. That's how this is linking up and forming up to 10K. If I didn't have this connected across the floor, I wouldn't have been able to pull that off. So I kind of had to do something there, and that is kind of how it went down, I guess you could say. Alright, so let's fill in some more blocks here. Of course, I want to get some decorative blocks in here. Now, we're going to have another location right in the center here for a turret again, too, which honestly, I think that would be a good spot for it there. So that puts up more layers of turrets. So quite a lot of front firepower potential. Again, it's not going to come with all these turrets, but definitely, definitely kind of want it to be capable of doing, being upgraded quite a lot, even if you get into multiple quantum or auxiliary cores, or both, just to soup this thing up so it's not limited. But I did want to get some fancy looking blocky stuff going on in this general region of the creation to make it look, I don't know, spiffy one way or another. And it just needs to be a flat ceiling here, so I'm not too concerned about the interior blocks. There is like a little layer of carbon blocks in there to make it pretty. What do we do here? What do we do here? Do we want to put in like an indentation? Do we want to put in a round thing? Want some kind of detail in here. Definitely some kind of detail, but I'm not sure what would work well right now. Let's try putting in some kind of weird curvy structure, at least on the sides. And you know what? We're gonna join that up to a full block, going right down the middle, just to see what that looks like for formation. And on the sides here, do we want to mess with that too? Like maybe have it angle out a little bit over here, and then put in this kind of alt block here to kind of fill in the gap. Go to a half block there, or have it actually go right back up. Oh yeah, that might be kind of neat. See what happens. And oh, wrong block there. Put in a couple of these wedges. I don't know if I got any of these rotated right for painting yet or not, but that will actually kind of rejoin that part. Alright, so let's just say we got full blocks running there as well. And then somehow got to make this other turret position look nice. Kind of a weird location for a turret position. I don't know if any of these changes I'm making are going to make this thing look... I don't think they're necessarily going to look better. I just think it would be probably better with function, though. So we got this is going to be a weird one here. I don't think there's a block solution for what I got going on here with the angles, but there is this, but that's kind of only partially works. And we got to seal this off because we've got interior space below here. Let's try. No, that's not going to look too well either, is it? All this was just so I could get some added detail into the body, basically. Alright, so that's definitely going to have to be a full block there, and that's not going to work either. What can we do here? Could just, since nothing's really going to fit there, sometimes when I run into these situations, and it does happen, here, let's not use that one, I'll just take these weird locations and do something different with it that doesn't fit at all on purpose, so then you don't think there's a problem, basically. But I want it... What if that came in right like that? Would that look... That kind of works. I don't like this part. This part here has got to be dealt with right here. And there's no like curve this upward either, which sucks. So if I put in a full block, that'll not look very good. Let's try one of these. Like that. How does that play? kind of works, but it looks like it could use a little more manipulation in here. Let me dump in a couple more blocks on the interior to seal up these holes and things up there. Strengthen it up a little bit too, of course. Alright, well, the next big part, and you know, I think I got an easy solution for this. This needs, I think this is just going to have to come over the edge again, so it can line to this turret here and form a nice holder for the turret. I think that would be the best approach. And then it would kind of cover up that other stuff there too. Except right here, I'm going to change these blocks out to widen it up so it kind of fits that turret a little bit better here, like that, and then that could be a full block in the middle, and then we get rid of this line here, and kind of neat if I put something there though. Let's use some good old wedge blocks here, and we'll put in a little, I don't know, some kind of little design on the inside or something here. Something like that. Get a little stuff. Once it's painted, it'll add a little more detail there too. Fill that one in. We've obviously got some gaps on the interior space here. Yeah, let's get block there. I'm gonna replace whatever that was with the steel block as well. And okay, so let's get the artillery out of there, and let's try to make some kind of formation up here to hold the artillery and kind of try to make it look neat at least somehow. Let's say we had some of these up top like that. And we got full blocks in the corners. And then we go to this one on the inside. So now we kind of form this this pattern here like that, and then when we slot the artillery on top of that, hopefully it kind of gives it a little bit of depth underneath that gun. Maybe it looks like it retracts. I'm not using a retractable artillery because obviously it's a tank, it's not trying to hide its guns, so that wouldn't make any sense. So now just an evaluation again. How is that working out? Kind of strange. I don't know, again, proportionally speaking, how it's working. But, alright, well, we got the back side here. It blocks. Everything can be modified, so if there's nothing, things aren't working out super wonderful at the moment, doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. Let's try to run some of these across and do this same formation here again. And then, yeah, then this part here, that's another issue. I'm just like, this needs to be built up a little bit here. I think I lost power. It's okay. Alright, so let's try to wedge this out and angle it up a little bit over here. There and there. Have to build out to that size. Rotate you around a little bit. And then I think from here, yeah, we just probably run these right across there. Like that. And then this angle is not working anymore, so let's get that out of there. Go with a bunch of full blocks up to this point, and then we will transition this into the other, I guess. Does that work? Or is that a little too squirrely? I think that kind of works. Maybe. Alright. Build up some more of this. get rid of that layer of metal over the top of the storage and everything like that. Let's kind of build up around here. And I do have some carbon in there too. I'm not sure what that block is on the interior. Originally, it did have a block layer here anyway, which was the landing pad that we removed. So it's not like it really changed too much. It's up we're getting rid of that and popping in a whole bunch of turrets instead. I think it'll just make more sense. I was kind of going through my head on like what would you really do with that landing pad? I thought it looked all right, you know, for the sake of, you know, looking neat, but you're not probably really going to be parking any more creations on there. I don't think that would be a big thing. And you know what? There's another change I just noticed here. I don't like this trim here, so I'm gonna do something. But here, because of its proximity, what I'm gonna do is this is not protecting any interior spots, especially if I put an extra block on the outside here. So I'm gonna use carbon for that one, because it's basically zero protection or anything like that. So what I wanted to do is run a row that goes across here, at least maybe not in front of that turret though. And then it has to, I guess, angle in, and the only way I can really do that is this wedge block here. Just to make that look a little bit spiffier. Now here, I think there's some other weird blocks. Let's take a look at some more weird blocks. See if some of these can do something interesting here. Not that. There's these again. These aren't even new. They've been around for a long time. Don't particularly like this block, but sometimes it just fits. That's kind of what's going on there. And rather than just putting a full one there, let's put in something else. How about like one of these or something? Got a little something there. Excuse me, sorry about that. So, see, my thing right now, it's weird. It looked right as having a landing pad back there, the way it was configured, but now, being a tank, it looks kind of strange. Just the general layout of it. Again, I think it's, I think it still has a lot to do with this turret, and I think that's going to have to change again. I might go with this approach. Raise the turret up again, make it look like it's got an attachment little ring on the bottom side of it, and that might make that fit better, look a little bit better there. We'll see. Okay, so the backside, got to deal with that as well. That's a good way to deal with this one. How about if we try to angle that in, and kind of, yeah, we got that slit going there. Should this go over the top of that? Probably should. Yeah. See what happens here if we do that, and we want to at least kind of run that probably to about that point. Let's get some other full blocks, run them across there. And tell you what, let's get another row there. I'm leaving this open for some other alternative blocks for decorative purposes again. And on the very back, kind of want to do something here to make it look a little bit different. I don't know if I should, maybe I should cut in. There's not really a turret back here. I guess there probably could be though. But yeah, let's try this. Oops, let's go with this again. And some of these. That might work. I like that separation between the two sides, I guess. But about here, let's just bring this back out, fill it in again, go transition to full blocks, but I'll do it here instead. Because that would leave another 3x3 location, potentially, if you wanted to add another turret, or long-range radar or something. Is long-range radar even a thing for HVs? I literally couldn't find one, but I looked on my old tank here, and that's this is long-range radar, isn't it? Yeah, it's right there. Let's steal that. Can I? Yeah. Actually, yeah, that'll work. That'll be a great location for the long-range radar, kind of towards the back. It's got visibility. I think that should work. So let's get some kind of blocks in here to give it some kind of something again. I might just go with the old school method. I use this so much, I'm sick of doing it, but it works pretty well actually to get some like cut-ins. And you can texture this, so you got kind of a dark spot and a light spot. At least the way the texture is working with this particular creation. If you do too many of them, though, it gets kind of repetitive. Maybe I'll do like 3, and let's break that up a little bit, and let's do something different here. Let's try something really different. Let's tuck this in here, make like a little bit of a body line, and have this come up to some half blocks here, I guess, and maybe up into some of those. That kind of aligns with the formation there, which also kind of aligns with where this is. So those are some things I look at too, if your big detailed pieces are kind of fitting together or not. All right. Okay. So let's do something else here again. So I'm gonna get out of symmetry. Let's get doing some hacking and slashing here again. We're gonna take this. Yeah, I don't know if I like the base for this turret either. Again, you know, got to get these things right. Sometimes it takes many revisions until I'm happy with something, happy enough to keep it, basically. But I like to try a lot of things as I'm going. Even now, I've built a lot of things, but it's still, sometimes things will look a lot different. If you even make small changes to it. So there is that. So all right, so we're here. Let's do a cut. I think I got that right. Yep, paste. And let's bring that up. And we'll paste it here. At first I thought about doing this, and I was like, nah, let's not do that. But now I'm thinking it might work out better. Okay, so let's do some serious work to the this base here. I'll make sure it's pasted, just to get rid of the selection and get symmetry back on again. Alright, so the next part would be to try to make this look like it's separated, but also maybe slim it off a little bit more too, so it's not so wide. I think that might be a little bit helpful. And also the depth, maybe more round on just the front side, and I'll slim off these other sides for the time being here. But we got to add in under block, and then the stipulation with the underblock is, and maybe we ought to do this now. Oh man, do I want it to come out that far though if I do this? See what I'm trying to do. Let's get some here. I want to make sure it's got a flat ceiling on the bottom, so let's use some of these. See what's going on here. So I want to maintain the look of, so you can see just like the top edge of this roundiness, and we'll try to get that centered, like down in here, under that turret. And this can be a full block here, and maybe a full block there as well. Oh, that's not right, is it? What's going on here? That doesn't really look too curvy, but well, that's just part of it's more of an illusion than anything else here. So, then what we're going to do is we're going to come in, do some half blocks here, and the whole reason for that is so you can see part of that twisty area on the inside and give it that separation. But I think this whole ring thing around here is just too darn big. It's going to look kind of stupid right now until that gets dealt with. Okay, so yeah, let's do a little trimming on this. I think is would be helpful. See, I want to keep it roundish and not with 45-degree corners. So I gotta find a way to do the blocks here. So we got a bit more of that going on here, but that angle isn't going to match that angle. But I think it could. Let's try this. I think there's another weird transition block that might be able to tie that part into this part. And I probably have to do the same thing up on the front. The front I did want different though. The front maybe it stretches out a little more, but we'll see. We'll see on that one. I don't know. Yeah, let's try. Okay, let's try to do that. See how this is gonna work out. Okay, so I got to find that block. I've seen it before. Sometimes I don't really have it memorized, but is it like this? Is this the piece I'm looking for? Yes, it is. Okay, so that is, and then let's put one of these here. That should do all the corners there. Get rid of that one for this one. And I almost kind of want to leave that the blocks sticking up on the back side like that. It's just a little bit different from the front side, so give it a little detail level there. And also let's try to do like a little bit of a cut in or something here. Don't want to try that. No, that looks kind of weird too. Guess it's all right though. All right, so we got to do the underside here. Again, I kind of wanted to thicken up at least part of it. Maybe on this side here, since I'm not so concerned about exposing the curvy area on the inside, and maybe I'll even swap out the blocks for that to the actual round pieces instead of what I'm doing there. But let's try to find something over here that can fit and build up a kind of a underside that kind of curves in a little bit as well. I don't know if we want it actually to curve in though. That's all right there. Let's try to mix that up a little bit more. Nah. Nah. Try to find something that I think will work here. That could. Here, how about we do that, and then how about one that just goes straight down there. So we got these two little kind of break-ins in there, and let's get in a couple of full blocks here to cover up the holes, and then we got to Oh, you know, I did this backwards, didn't I? I did this whole thing backwards. That's why it looks so funky. These blocks were supposed to be facing the other way, and this block row is supposed to be attached to the turret. So, yeah, I knew there was something wrong there. It just didn't look right for some reason. Expecting different results, but didn't realize what I did. So we want to flip these around. I'll still try... No, actually, no. Let's just go to... Since it's going to be full on the bottom anyway, let's just go with this actual round block here. Like that. Yeah, I think that'll be a lot better. That's kind of what it was supposed to be. We'll get rid of these here, and then we'll build this part out to a half block level. No, not that one. How about that one? Okay, and then technically speaking, except we want these to, yeah, we want to leave a gap on the bottom here so you can see that swivel a little bit here. So here, let's get some blocks there a second as well. Across this whole section. Whoa, I just all tabbed out accidentally somehow. Not sure how that happened. All right. What block would work here? This one I think would kind of work. Doesn't have many counter blocks or anything, or other blocks that work with it though. There's a couple new ones in there, but not too many. All right, so here, that is a weird gap there. Let's put the little one in, and I think the only thing we can do here is one of these. Okay, so that kind of works. Not here though. That's not cool. Alright, what if that got built up to there? That's not how I did this one, is it? Oh, this one also had carving on the bottom. Let's try to get that swivel thingy looking more swivel-like. Yeah, you know what? This would be bad, actually. You know, if you think about ballistics, and if a shell came in and hit it here, it would have nowhere to deflect. It would like capture all the explosive energy and probably slam it right into the wedge, right at the base of the turret, which would be... It doesn't matter in Empyrion, but in reality, that would be kind of the case, I think. So we wouldn't necessarily want to have it like that, angled in like that on the front side, especially on the front side. So if it didn't, what else could be done here, and how would that look? I'm gonna try to work with this anyway. I don't know if I like it, but just want to see if this could be built out and look all right. Of course, I'm trying to get some detail in here too, which is but this, yeah, my weird block formation down below won't work anymore, but it's probably all right. It's not a great formation down there anyway. The thing is, I did want to try to create that illusion, though, that this is a spinning part, and by not being able to see the spinny part. Well, maybe back there. Again, I'll try to keep that back part open. Let's just see what happens here. And what if this rounded off to about there? And then here, okay, for the sake of keeping the weight down just a smidgen, I'll use carbon for a couple of these little thin trim pieces here. We gotta fix this back part here. That should be just a full block now. I guess, I mean, at the end of the day, the most important thing is to try to make it look neat and obviously hold the guns and be strong enough to, you know, separated and strong enough to work with things. I'm going to get rid of this row here too because that's just not working anymore, at least. Yeah, I know a tank wouldn't have pipes like that on it either. So there's a lot. I mean, obviously this isn't trying to be accurate to anything, but you know, again, I'm just trying to make it feel plausible. It's a bit of a stretch here, but yeah, I get it. But or maybe something that you could, you know, see something like it in a sci-fi movie. It doesn't have to be like actually like a thing. Oh, that's not in the right place. And that kind of exposes. Oh, not really. Not if I put that there. Again, I'm just trying to get that little bit of roundness in there to give it that turning illusion. It seemed like it was easy to do on this one for some reason. Probably because I didn't go all the way down. I left that half block gap there the whole way. And this one, I'm not doing that. And that's probably why it's like pressed right against the hull right below it. I wonder if I should change that. This is kind of what I did on the other one, and I actually like the results of it. This one I'm definitely struggling a little bit more with. Who knows? All right, so yeah, I know I just built this all out because of the ballistic thing, but now at the end of the day, I'm also thinking maybe that was just doesn't work for Empyrion. Oh wait, no. Yeah, we're back to that now. This looks like it's all attached to the same thing, and that's the problem. I'm trying to get that to look like it's a separate piece sitting on top and rotating on top of the tank. That's kind of a weird illusion to do. Okay, so let's go back a little bit again. And this time, try to deal with a lot of half blocks, I think. Even some of these angled ones here, I think might be a good plan to try to get in place here. Something like that. And it'll just be kind of square, which is all right. And then can we tie... And do we even want to have those angle in like they are here? I don't think so, actually. It'd be better off just being just a straight up half block. Right across there, and that would probably also be like that. So now we're getting that separation. That's kind of high though. I wish I could only have like a thin block gap in between there and there, but there's just no blocks for that to do that. Here, let's put in a couple like that for now, and might as well keep that there. And on the front, let's put in, oops. Something like that. This is I noticed this other tank is just straight up wider than what this one is now. By a little bit. A couple blocks. At least it looks that way, or maybe this one's just longer. But I think that one is actually a little wider too. Again, this was supposed to be an ATV though, so or more or less kind of a tank combo ATV. Or APC, not ATV. All-terrain vehicle, armored personnel carrier. I guess they're kind of different there, huh? There we go. We got that there. Let's get one of these here. So much of this is just about illusions. Oops. Do it again. Yeah, that one there. Yeah, that's just it's kind of lame. I so much like the turret better on the other one, but man, I don't want this one to have all the fixed weaponry like that one has though. Just not really what I wanted to do with it. So it'd be cool to stick some guns in there and build it out like this though, 'cause that kind of looks neat. Could put some illusion, like mount some antennas there or something. Or give it some placeholders for some fixed weapons if someone does want them there. That'd be probably a good idea. I want to find something to put back here that looks interesting. Something like that. And this, let's just go back to a half block here. And I guess there as well. And fill in some more of this. Yeah, it still looks kind of lame there, doesn't it? Oh yeah, this has got to be filled in here too. I'm still thinking about the back part, but I'll just kind of switch over to another area here. Let's see what happens if I just do something weird here. No, I shouldn't have any. I didn't put any curves on the outer hull. I shouldn't start now. I don't think. Does that work or is that dumb? It's kind of dumb. Okay. Let's keep the angles at 22.5. Maybe just down like that. Or maybe I just get rid of all that junk. And 3 blocks on the inside here. Let's take a look at one of these. See, try to figure out which way it's rotated. Okay, so that works there. Let's put in 3 in a row, all facing that one direction. Reason why, great opportunity for a little texture light on that back edge of these. That kind of makes it, add some neat looking kind of shaped lights there. Alright, so this big, let's cut that down in size a little bit. And, yeah, there's a bunch of crap up here yet. See, that's kind of like, well, I don't know. I guess it's, should I go steel or should I go carbon here? I guess I should go steel. It's still kind of like another layer above the interior space. Although there's another layer right below it too. there. And let's try to angle this in here so it kind of connects to, yeah, it should be 3 blocks wide there like that. Not here on the corners. Put in fulls there. I don't mind that. Let's try to do that on the back side too here in the center location. And maybe all 3 of them. So now we got that little bit of kind of angling out there around the base circle. Well, I'm gonna call it the circle, but something like it. And we do have a gap back here yet. Alright. And yeah, that's a little better. A little better. I think it needs a little bit of more revisions here. Here, let's just see where it started a second. Let me respawn in the actual part of the creation here. So that's where it was. That's what it's looking like now. Kind of a little bit on the skinny side. Maybe that's, I don't think it's a bad thing. Again, it's... Sorry, I was getting attacked by a kitty there. There we go. Alright, well, anyway, I'm gonna have a lot more texturing to do. And I'm kind of curious on the interior space here. Let's just see if I... okay, we got 10K on ammo. I want to make sure somehow I didn't screw up the storage. So, yeah, we got 40K on our storage bay. So, yeah, it looks like we're okay. We got some more ceiling space. So what I'm going to try to do, and this will probably work out good, is the only parts I really need to add to this creation yet are the CPU core blocks and additional spaces for some quantum or auxiliary cores. So I needed a little bit more room in the creation, and I might rearrange some of the stuff that's in here now so I can protect those CPU core parts better, and then try to maybe offload some things up in the ceiling area a little bit more. But basically I got to rearrange things and create a little bit more interior space for those parts, and I think I can do that now that there is some additional room above. Not a lot, but a little bit. Well, anyway, that's kind of how this thing's been going. It's a little bit at a time here. Again, overall though, it's weird. I sort of like the looks of the first one better than this newer one, but in actual gameplay, I think this newer one would be more useful. It'd be a heavier tank. Again, though, it probably doesn't need the storage that it's got. It's got 40K storage on here, in addition to a 10K ammo bay. It could probably actually stand a little larger ammo bay and quite a lot less storage if I went that route too. These are a lot of choices to make on this whole thing. Or again, it could have 2 versions. Short of me getting some CPU blocks in here, which I could still find a way to do one way or another. Yeah, they could be just two different creations. One is what it was supposed to be originally, the flatbed on the back and a bunch of storage. This one would be a tank version, but kind of obviously they're both on the same chassis. So I don't know, kind of fun. Different, little bit of a different project here. But it's just so weird though. Like this one looks so much more tanky to me than what this does at this point, but I didn't mind it in its original form because it just looked unique. But I don't know. Please let me know what you guys think about this whole ordeal on what's going on here, and How would you do it? Um, yeah, yeah. So many different possibilities on different ways it could go. If I was really psycho, too, there's another alternative option I could do, but that would totally screw up the storage and things. But I might have to redo it anyway. But another way would be to chop this thing right down the middle and widen the entire creation by like 2 blocks, so an extra block on either side of it. In fact, here, hold on, I'm going to save this, and we'll just call this 3, we'll call it T for tank. And then let's get rid of that, get back to selection. Just want to see what this generally look like here. So what I'm going to do is do a big selection box across one side of it, 1 block away from the center. Let's get it over on this. Oh, that would really mess up a lot of things, I think. You know what? You know what? I know what I'll do. I'll lower it down so it doesn't copy that top turret with it. Like that. Just the lower section. Of course, this is going to break the storage. So we're going to do a cut and then a paste. Oh, I didn't go all the way down. No, we'll paste it. Okay, we got to modify the selection box first. Okay, here, I'll just make sure I paste it one more time. I don't want it to screw up. Okay, and here, let's go to that, and then I go far enough down. Let's go extra block to be safe. Now let's do a cut, and a paste. Drag you out, put you there, and do the same thing for the other side. Cut, paste, move, paste. Okay, so if it was wider, it would look like that, which kind of already like better, to be honest. It would add in the room too, but yeah, this tank for it just looked a little too skinny. A little too skinny, like the dimensions were a little too skinny, and it just was bugging me. So this would kind of fix that and widen up the tank, and certainly give a lot more space for things on the inside. But yeah, as you can see, the controller extensions are a disaster at this point in time, which sucks because they're integrated into the whole everything here, but there are link points. You can obviously see where they used to link over here. I have to figure that out, but yeah, that is another definite possibility there. Again, the chassis itself is pretty stout with thrusters and thruster power and things like that, so I can get away with a little bigger creation, a little more weight to move, and still have it move pretty decently for gameplay. But I do this quite a bit. Like if there's something that, like the width of it, it just wasn't looking right. So this is definitely a viable option. I've done this to many creations that I've been working on in the past, just to give more width or get the dimensions dialed in better. And this is my preferred method of doing it, is chopping it and then filling in the blocks again on the inside, which actually usually goes very quickly. Because there's really not much here to do, except, oh yes, it might actually have some advantages too on shaping, because now this whole area over here, whoops, could be beveled out better across the front and whatnot. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I think this is my favorite. Well, I think it looks better than the first rendition I did. Here, let's get that spawned back in too. It would be 3T. So here's the one that was not widened. And versus the widened one. Well, anyway, you get the idea. Well, I just kind of wanted to do a video like this for a while, kind of just showing you of all the tricks and stuff of what I do when I build normally, with chopping things and cutting and pasting, and what's going through my head when I'm thinking about how I'm trying to do the block work and mount turrets and all kinds of things. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I'm thinking that this. Yeah, it's gonna, unfortunately, you know, like this one was like close to being completely finished, and this one's I'm looking at probably at least a couple hours to get it finished yet again, but it'll be like a different version or something. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Do you think I ought to have this as a standalone creation? Would you find any use for it? Again, 40K storage, 10K ammo storage. You do have a big flatbed area back here. It does have side doors. That was one other problem with this one. It didn't have like a way or a staircase or anything going from the interior to the landing pad on the back of it. And that was going to take up more space that I just did not have the room for. Well, actually, technically I could, but it would force me to probably put in a really low hit point door above where the pilot would be, and that was bothering me. So it's kind of what happened there, why I didn't have that in there, but I certainly could cut this out and put it in an access door. You'd have to jetpack up and through it. To create a staircase or something like that, a ramp to there would require a ton of block area, because it's like 4 blocks high. If you're doing it at 22.5, and I certainly wouldn't want to do it at 45, that would be like 8 blocks deep, and maybe, you know, if it was just 1 block wide, I guess it would work, but that would look awfully skinny, so you'd probably want at least 2 blocks wide, but that's not centered, so then you'd want it 3 block wides. By the time you're said and done, you got this giant area dedicated for a staircase, which is just a waste of space when you're really fighting for room in the first place. So didn't really want to do that, but that would be the reason why. Anyway, I will stop the video here, and please let me know what you think, and y'all have yourself a great day. I'll talk to you later.